Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And it's been a long since I posted, but you guys, sometimes I get busy and I do some other projects, so it's hardly for me to make it up to you every day. But you guys, once I get this time, I must fulfill what you like doing. So guys, in the previous video we talked about variables, and also we talked of the types and but well, in this video we're going to talk about Java data type. But guys, one thing I could like you to know is that this is a very long subject, I can say, or topic, since it has a lot of things. So guys, it's going to take a little bit time than the usual, around for 5 minutes. Hope you guys you know when to catch me. So without wasting time, let's get into it, guys, and let's get into it. Well, I'm going to clear some things here. I was trying to do something, so I'm going to clear it all till here. Then I'll do that. So what's Java data type? So Java data types, as explained in the previous chapter, a variable in Java must be specified data type. For example, we have an int type, we have a float type, we have a character type, we also have a boolean and a string type. So I'm going to do them down here so that you can see that example. Let me type them. So guys, I have typed them here. So we have an int type, and actually an int type is just a whole number. As you can see here, we have the whole number. It can be 5, 6, 7, 8 without a decimal point. That's what we call an int type. An int type is just a whole number, simple as that. And also we have a float type, and a float type is actually a number with a decimal point, you see. So a number with a decimal point is a float type. So at the end of that number, you must write this f to show that it's a float type. Without this, then it's not going to work. And also a character type. A character type is like a letter, one single letter, like A, B, C, D. You see, that is a character type. For example, you can talk of your name. You know, your name has several characters. If your name is James, then it has got J and A. All those are letters. And also we have a Boolean type. A Boolean type is whereby we have a type of like an answer like true or false. So if you get a question like do you normally sleep? So it's okay. Let's put like this. Have you taken lunch? Is it a yes or no? So a yes or no is you can change it to be a true or false. So if you have eaten lunch, then it's true. If you have not eaten lunch, then it's false. You see. So those are the type of a Boolean type. Also, we have a string type. You know, a string type is a combination of characters. E.g., we can have hello world here, as you can see. We have hello world. So that is a string type. So you can print out, and then you will see if you write system.out.print, then you print one of these. Let me do it by example. System dot out dot print. So let me click this, then print this text, for example, and then I run the project. Let's see what we have on the console. So you can see we have hello world because we just printed the text type. So that is all about, not all, but this is an example of a variable in Java. So let's do something else. So there is another thing that you should know is that we have other types of, I mean, like you can say that data types are divided into two groups. That is, we have primitive data type and also non-primitive data type. But non-primitive data type we are going to talk in the next in the course. So in the primitive data type we have byte, and also we have short, we have int, we have long, we also have float, we have data. I mean we have double, we have boolean, and also we have the character type. In the non-primitive data type, we have uh, we have we have string type, and also we have array types, and also we have classes. So don't worry about this. You will learn more about this in the later chapters. So let's talk about the primitive data type. You see, primitive data types specify the size and the types of variable, I mean variable values, and it has no additional methods. There are there has no, I mean it has no any other additional methods. So so as you know we have 8 primitive data types in Java. So let me show you here. I have already written them down. So here, as you can see, we have data types here, and also we have the size, and also the descriptions. So a byte is the kind of a data type, and and also the size of a byte is just one byte. And then this one stores a whole number from negative 128 to 127. So this is the size of one byte. If you store a number more than this, then you're going to have a problem. And also we have the short type. So a short type it's a 2 bytes in size, and also it store a whole number from negative 32,768 to 32,769. You see, so if you need to store a number within this range, then you have to choose a 2 byte, which is a short. And also we have an int type which has got I mean 4 bytes, and these 4 bytes actually stores also a whole number, that is negative 2 147 487. You see, it's a very long number anyway. So it's 648 to 24147 483 and 648. You see, it's a very long. Okay, I can say it's a huge number. You see, so, so sometimes sometimes a project, if you're creating a project, you might need a variable that can store a very huge number. So you might opt to choose this one. You also have the long is a very long number. As you can see, its size is also very big. It's a 8 size. I mean, it's 8 bytes. You see, it's a very long. I mean, a very big size. And so you can see the number here. Very long number. You can see here. It's a very long number. And also we have a float type. A float type is also a 4 bytes in size, and also it stores a fraction number able to store from 6 to 7 decimal digits. For example, if you have 0 point blah blah to 7, between that range of 7 digits, so from 0 point, let's say point point, then these other 7 numbers, as you can see here. So it can store a 6 or 7 decimal digits. Also, we have a double. A double actually it has got 8 bytes in size, and also it can store a number that has got a decimal point of 15 digits. Hope you guys understand this. And also we have a boolean. A boolean is actually a 1 bit in size, and it can store I mean it stores a true or a false type. So it stores a true or false. That's it. Also we have a character type, which is in size 2 bytes, and it can store a character or a ASCII value. I'm going to show you this ASCII type. So let's get back here. So let's talk about numbers. You see, a primitive number type are divided into two groups. We have a floating point type, and also we have an integer type. So a floating type represents a number with a fractional part. You see, I hope you guys understand what's a fractional. A fraction is something that has what, let's say, 2.5, 3.25. You see, so that's a fractional part containing one or more decimal. So you can change that fraction to a decimal point. So there are two types of we have two types of a floating point types. So we have the float, and also we have double. So an integer type also stores a whole number. It can be a positive, and also it can be a negative, such as 123 or negative 726. So that's a whole number. So without a decimal, and also it's a valid types are bytes, short, int, and long. It depends on the type. I mean, like I can say, which type you should use. It depends on the numeric values. So even though there are many numeric types in Java, the most used for numbers are int, that is a whole number, and the double for a float point for a float point numbers. So, however, we will discuss them as we continue to read. So let's talk about integers, integer types. So we have bytes. Let's start with bytes. So a byte data type can store a whole number from negative 128 to positive 127. This can be used instead of int, you see, or other integer types to save the memory when you are certain that the value will be within negative 128 to 127. So if you're very sure about that, then it's better you use the byte to save the memory. For example, let me do an example here. I'm going to write it here. Let me write byte num, and then it is equal to 100, and then comma. So if I print out, let me delete this, or I will just comment them. So if I print this out, then let's see what we will have on the console. I'm so lazy when it comes to typing. So let me do this, and then I write here num, then I run. So guys, as you can see on the console, we have 100. So let me print on a new line. Just write LL, and then let me run it again. So that is it. So we have 100. So this is a byte. You see, this way if I was to use this 100, then I have saved the memory. So let's do another. Oh, that's all about the bytes. So let's talk about a short. Let's talk about short. So a short data type can store a whole number from negative 32,768 to 32,767. So let's do an example here. So n in space, and then I write short. How is short being written? Num, then is equal to 600. Then I put a comma. So that's the problem. Okay, equal signs. Okay. So where again is the problem? So I'm going to print this out. Control V and Control V. Oh, some problem here. Okay, let's continue. So I write new num, and then I print it out. Then I write new num. Let's see. So if I run this, let's see what we have on the console. We have we have 600 here. So that's an example of a short type. So a short type, I've said it can store a number from negative 3276.8 to 32767. Well, let's talk about an int type. So an int type, an int type data, it can store a whole number from. Hey, it's a very long number, so it can store a number from. Let me write it down. It actually has, I think, nine digits. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, it's a 10. It's a 10 digits. So I'm going to write them down here so that you can see by yourself. So in general, and in our tutorial, the int data type is the preferred data type when we create a variable with a numeric value. Let's do this. Can we change this? Oh, let's continue. Let's do this. Int my is equal to it's 100,000. Okay, exactly, it's 100,000 with the with uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So put some equal signs here, then I put some comma here. So if I print this, then actually I'm going to have this number on the console. So an int can be store a whole number from this as this one here, and it can be a negative or a positive. So let's talk about long. Let's talk about long. So long type. So one thing you have to understand about long, that it can store a whole number from. It's a very huge number, but I'm going to do some example here. You see, some project actually require this very long number. This is usually when it's it's not large enough to store the value. You see, it's used when int is not large enough to store the value. That's when we use the long type. In the previous, I said that we normally use int and double, but if the int cannot be able to help us, then we're going to use value. Note that we should end the value with an L at the end. For example, I'm going to write them here. Then how can I do this? Let me comment this out. So long, my long. You can write a value wherever you want, so you can create whatever you want. Then I will write 17, and this will have how many zero? I think more than 9. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then at the end, you write L to show that it's a long type. So if I print this out, if I print this out, then let's see on the console my long, then let's print out. So you see we have this long type. What if we try to add something here? So guys, don't forget to write at the end this letter L to show it's a long. Let me try to add something and see if there's an error. Cool. It seems that it can also work, but it's not actually. So that is all about the float type. and and also that is it. So let's talk about the floating point types. The floating point types. So guys, let's talk about the floating point types. So you should use a floating point type whenever you need a number with a decimal, such as let's say 9.99 or 3.14515. You see, so that is so you should use such a number when you need you should use a floating type when you need a decimal point. For example, the float data type can store a fraction number from let's say 2.4, and then with a power you can place that e and to 0382, let's say 3.4 and a positive with 0.38. Okay, note that you should end the value with an f. So sometimes it's good to do it practically. So I'm going to do it here. So if you write a float, then you say my number, my num is equal to 506.79. Then you must remember to put an f here to show that it's a float type. Then let's close this. So if I print this thing out, actually it's going to let's do it and see what will happen. Copy, and then you see guys, I'm too lazy when typing, and I wonder why I'm too lazy. Like, I hope someday I change so that I can be a good writer, you know. No, I'm kidding, So let's run this. So as you can see guys, we have 6 point, let me enlarge this. Sorry. So you see we have 6.798. So what if I remove this f here? You see, we have a problem. So with a float, you must remember to put an f at the end. That's how these things were done. You cannot avoid this. So you must remember to put an f at the end. So that is all about the floating point type. I mean that's all about the float. Let's talk about the double, which is under the floating point type. So let's do an example here. And so I'm going to write down and say double, my double, and then I say equal to blah blah, let's say 18.99, and then I put b here. So remember guys, you must put that b to show that it's a double, unless if you avoid that, then it's going to give you an error. So if I print them out, the result. So guys, you can try yourself so that you can even your hands can grasp these things out. Sometimes I realize when I write things down, my hands, I will not be the same like when I just read. So that is the double. That's the double. So what you have to understand that a data type can be stored. A double data type can store a fractional number from 1.7 with a power and then negative 3.8. I mean a negative 308. So to 1.7 with a power that is e plus 308. So note that we should end the value with a b. So guys, remember that if you don't do that, then it's going to bring you a problem. So a question rises: why do you have to use which one do you have to choose between a float and a data? You guys, you get confused with these things. So remember, the precision of a floating point value indicate how many digits the value can have after the decimal point. So the precision of a float is only 6 or 7 decimal digits, while a double variable have a precision of about 15 digits. So therefore, it's safer to use a double for most calculation. So now you guys, you understand this. So it's better you use a double. Well, so let's talk about scientific numbers. You guys, you've been hearing me saying e. You add an e, so you are like, oh, what the heck is this guy is talking about? Well, actually, e is an exponential. All I can say it's a power. It's a power. So a floating point number can also be a scientific number with an e. So to indicate the power of 10. So for example, I'm going to do it here. I'm going to do this here. I'm going to write float f1. Let's say f1, f1, and then it's equal to um, 65 is an exponential, that is e. It's a power, then a power of 3, and then I put this one. So guys, are you confused? No, I know you're confused, guys. So this e here, as you can see, this is just to show the power, and then a power of a power of 10. So it's 10 multiplied by 3. 10 times 10 times 10, 3 times. And then f, you need to, this f is to indicate that it's a float type. And let me do another here for the double, and then I say double b1 is equal to 13. And then I put an exponential, and then I say 4. Then I put b to show that it's a double. Then I put this meaning at the end. So I'm going to print them out so that you can see this scientific number that we've been talking about. Scientific number. So where is you confused? Where are this scientific number coming from? Let's see the result. Let's see the result. So let me replace this with f1 so that we can see this scientific number that this dude is talking about. Okay. Control V, then I write b1. Oh, let's run the project. b1. Let's run. I'm going to comment this and also comment this. What else? So let me run and see on the console. Well, guys, what the heck is this? Guys, we have these two. We have 65,000, and also we have 130,000. So where is this coming from? I said we're doing things to do with scientific number, and then this was a power. So I was to multiply for 10 times, I mean 10 times 4. I mean, like, that is not 10 times 4. It's a power. It's like 4 power 10, So it's 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. Then that is when you get this one. So if you talk about 10, I mean, you guys, how can I explain this? Just understand that this e, I've already said, it's to show is the power, you see, and then it's a power of 10. So 10, if you write 10 power 3, then it's 10 times 10 times 10. Simple. And also here, so it's 10 multiplied, I mean, it's 10 multiplied 4 times. That is it. Hope you guys understand. So we have done with this. We have done with the scientific number. Let's talk about Boolean now. So Boolean. So guys, a Boolean, I mean a Boolean can only take okay, this is how we declare the Boolean. Let me do it by example. Boolean, Boolean. Let's take a value is Java fun. Then we say it's true. Java is too fun. I think there's nothing is fun out there more than Java. Even even partying, having house party. Uh, it's not that fun. I think Java is more fun than that. So I close this and then I put enter and then I write Boolean. Boolean is is what else? Uh, is potato tasty. I'd say no, it's not. It's not. But I like cupcake. Then I'd say false. It's not. It's not. Anyway, it's my opinion, you guys. It's my opinion. There was a problem here. Yeah, okay. So, guys, I want to print this out. So I'll just take this here, copy, and then I paste here, Control V and Control V. So you see, so I'm going to put this key, then I press in here, then it's potato tasty, then I copy and then I print here, Control V. Okay, now let's print it out. I'm going to, okay, wait, oh, I was to do this, and then I run again. Yeah, cool. So, guys, this is all about Boolean. Yeah, Boolean is that simple. So, Boolean data type is declared with the Boolean keyword and can only take a value of true or false. That is simple. So, Boolean values are mostly used for conditional testing, which you will learn more about in the chapter. So, that is all about Boolean, and let's talk about characters. So guys, I think we're doing great, we're doing great, guys. And as I said earlier, this was the longest topic, but we're almost doing. You see, guys, if you have a problem, if you've not gotten somewhere, so I hope that you guys you comment down, and then I will get back to that comment, and I will answer you all. You can message me direct through my email. Just email me. I'll get back and answer your question. Right? Okay. Let's talk about characters. Well, a character data type is used to store a single character. The character must be surrounded by single quote like A and or C. For example, let me do it here, guys. Example is everything. So I've said that a character type must be surrounded with a single quote. So when we declare a character type variable here, and then I say your grade in high school, you see. So what grade do you have in maths or wherever in high school? I used to score. No, I'm not going to say that, but then let me write it down. Grade. I hope your grade is B. You're too smart. That's why you're following this tutorial. You're too smart. That's why you're doing this. You're following this tutorial. Then I'm going to do this. So your grade is, let me say, no, you scored an A in programming. So I'm going to do that. And then I come here down and then I draw this. Oh, what was this? Being used the pasting and the copying 844 system, 844 system. Guys, what system did you learn when you were a kid? The day I learned 844 system, it was the hardest thing on earth. I've never seen such a hard thing. So I'm going to print out the grade. Oh, the graph is fun, guys. So that's fun. When you run things and they come out, you feel like, oh, you're communicating. So we have an A here. So guys, character is simple. It's a data type that stores a character A or B or whatever. So I've created a variable here that is a grade, and then I scored A in maths. So I printed out, and that is it. So that's all about character. But alternatively, you guys, you can use an ASCII value to display certain character. So what's an ASCII, guys? You're wondering what is this? Guys, you don't have to worry. I got everything here. So let's do one example with ASCII type. So I'm going to do this. Then I write character card A. Then I say it's 79, and then I put a comma, and then I say B is equal to 66, and then I put a comma, and then I say 67. It's okay. Put a comma. Okay, I want to change some few things here before I want to say this. A is 65, and then 65 is 67. So here is C. C is equal to this. So let's see what ASCII, what's the meaning of ASCII. And if you see the result, you will understand something. I'm going to print out. Let me take this one. Guys, hope you know how to comment things out. Control V. Then I'm going to print A. Or what if I just put a comma, and then I do? I know you guys are asking, why don't you do this? Let's do it. Let's see what's the problem there. You see, there's a problem always. It's not working. So what's the error here? It's saying, oh, not suitable method found for printing car. You see. So the best way you can do is, what if I do a multiplication here? And I do a multiplication. Oh, there's no error. Let's run and see what. No, it's all about time. And you see, what will be on the console. Oh, guys, we have a problem here. We have 199. What's the problem with this? Well, I'm going to do some a little thing here so that you can understand. Let's do this. Let's do that, and we multiply this. I want to show you something, guys. I know what I'm doing. Control V. No, I don't know. Anyway, I want you to understand this better. And then I write another one here. Control V, and then Control V. So I'm going to print A, and I'm going to print B, I'm going to print C. Guys, let's see the difference. Let's see the difference. Oh, we have something on the console. Well, let's see. What is it? So we have found that A, B, and C. What is this? Oh gosh. What is this? Oh gosh. What is this? Oh gosh. Anyway, guys, as you can see, we have found that the ASCII code for ASCII code for A actually here is just this A capital letters here. Let's so is that was simple. We just found out that ASCII code for 65, it's actually this it actually represent A, and also we have ASCII code for B. This is B here, and also we have C. That is, this is the ASCII code for C. This is C. So C in the ASCII code is just 67, and also B in the ASCII code is just 66. So that is it, guys. We didn't print, if you were to print, then we could have printed 65 because this value is stored in A. Then if we were to print A, then we should have gotten out something like 65 here. But because we need an ASCII code, this we found out that 65 In ASCII code, it's just A. I mean A here, and ASCII code for B is 66. ASCII code for C is 67. That is it, guys. I hope you understand that. Well, so guys, we want to talk about strings. I said that the strings are not the primitive type, but string type is used to store sequence of characters, text. String value must be surrounded by a double quote. For example, we can let me remove this. It's too big, too long. It's too long to us. Oh, long. Well, let's remove that so we can have a clean table. Well, so I'm writing down the example. Let's do the example. So, string, uh, greeting, greetings, greetings is equal to hello, my dear, hello, my dear, hello, my dear. These are greetings, right? Yeah, I think so. These are greetings, but it depends on where you come from. This is the type of I call it my dear. So let me print it out. So right, system dot out dot print this greetings. Then I take this variable that is a greeting. Oh my God, control copy. Then I control V. So let me print it out. I'm running the project. I'm running. Oh, I have a problem here. I just delete this. My computer is not. So let me run. Ta-da! Yeah, it's coming. Hello, hello. Oh, hello, my dear. Hello, my dear. I'm full of typo. It depends on where you come from. Where I come from, this is my English is my I think my 60th language. So sometimes I don't worry about this because programming, once you understand the syntax, then you're good to go. You don't have to understand the deeper things. Anyway, I'm kidding. You must understand these things. Well, as you can see, guys, this was the string. I've printed it out, and we have seen on the console that we have hello, my dear. So this is the string type. So the string type is so much used and integrated in Java. And that's I can say that some call it the special 90 type. A string in Java is actually a non-primitive data type, as already said, because it refers to an object. Don't worry about the object. I'm going to talk about it later. So the string object has methods that is used to perform a certain operation on strings. So we will, guys, don't worry about this. We will learn more about these strings and object in the later chapter. So guys, I think we have done a lot. We have done very, very, I mean, oh gee, you know, you guys understand this. Guys, I'm like, I feel like I should take some water to wash my corona stuff. This corona stuff actually has impacted us a lot. Well, guys, we have this is all about primitive data type. So before we get into the next video, let's talk about a little about the primitive data types. So non-primitive data type they're called references type because they refer to objects. So the main difference between primitive and non-primitive data type are primitive data types are predefined, that is already defined in Java. Non-primitive data type are created by the programmer and it's not defined by Java except for string. Guys, hope you understand that statement. The second point is that non-primitive data type can be used to call method to perform a certain operation, where primitive types cannot. Yes, cannot. The third point is that primitive data types has always a value, while non-primitive data types can be null. You understand that? I said primitive data type has always a value, while non-primitive types can be null. Hope you guys understand this. And the fourth point is that this you have to understand this. A primitive type starts with a lowercase letter, while non-primitive types start with uppercase letter. You understand that? Can I repeat? So I say primitive types start with lowercase letter, while non-primitive types start with uppercase letter. The last one is that the size of a primitive type depends on the data type, while non-primitive data type have all the same size. So example of non-primitive types are strings, array, classes, interfaces, etc. You will learn more about this in the later chapter. Thank you so much guys for following this long topic. And guys, maybe in the next video we might not have such a long video. Guys, thank you so much and hope that you're subscribing. If you have any problem, then you guys comment down on the just put your comment. I will get back to it and answer it. So in the next video guys, we will talk about the Java type casting. Now guys, we are getting into programming now. Guys, be prepared, be ready, ask questions, do more practice until you feel you have done something. Thank you so much and goodbye.